I continued on the path of learning things that were happening in the field of business, um, it was a logical choice for me to choose post. My experience with obtaining my undergraduate degree was so positive that I didn't look anywhere else other than post.
So, what did you get your undergraduate degree in?
Business management.
And then, did you receive any benefits from post after going, after serving in the military?
I did at the time. Post was one of the few colleges that offered some online classes. And so that was really suitable to me, working full time and then trying to figure out how I was going to get to campus to take classes was a real challenge. So, in looking for my undergraduate degree, Post's online classes was really the great point for me to say, this is definitely where I have to be. And so that was one aspect. And while I was still in the reserves, so being able to travel, work, and do school, the undergraduate degree really encompassed everything that I needed. And as far as military, it was fantastic talking with one of the admissions directors for military because he really understood what our needs were and why they were a little bit differently. And then the break on tuition as a result of being in the military is just something that is incredibly generous of the university to be able to offer.
Did you have any fears about going back to school? You had been out of school for 8 years. You're out of the study mode. It's you kind of have to. Did you have to, kind of go back and kind of relearn how to study again, or tell us about what that was like.
It was not the easiest decision to make or process to really take on, but I think that one of the things that I had to learn to do was just be really organized about my time. And because I was committed to this, I was committed to figuring out how to make it work. And I think the beauty in that is really talking with admissions and counseling to figure out how to make it work. What options do you have to balance out work and life and school? And so, Post really helped give me some guidance along the way. But getting back into just the routine of learning was eye-opening and a little tiring sometimes, but to be able to work towards it and to just stay disciplined and organized, I thought that it was of just great value.
hmm What were some of those points of guidance that you think helped you the most?
Being able to talk to a professor about a struggle that I may have been having or trying to relate the material because it had been some time since you're out of school. And so, a study method that you may have had in high school doesn't really apply necessarily in college when you're working full time. So, talking with them about what are the tips for me in staying organized and staying on track was really helpful. And so, from there, I just started to develop with the help of a professor. On Mondays, here's what I need to do. On Tuesdays, here's where I should be. So that I was keeping myself on track with the guidance that I was getting from the university also.
And what did you think of the professors at Post and your interactions with them?
Top notch comes to mind. These are men and women that are not only great educators, but they're well versed and very dynamic in terms of the subject matter that they're teaching. So I really felt that they understood, in less of a philosophy type mind or in a perfect world, they were challenging us with things that were happening today and things that they knew would be happening tomorrow, and getting our minds to think in a real world scenario, what would you do? And they can only do that because they were so still connected to what was happening in the business environment that it made the experience all the more worthwhile.
Did you feel like as you were taking courses, you could apply what you were learning in the classroom to what you were doing professionally?
That was actually one of the highlights of my experience.